Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of HBCU Conversations. We got a repeat guest here. He's one of my favorites. I've already explained that. He's George Lynch. Now, George, since the last time we talked, you were the head coach at Clark Atlanta. Your contract has expired and they did not renew your contract. I was very shocked. I thought you've done a great job in Atlanta the past couple of seasons. You guys were one game away from the SIAC championship. When you found out, when you got the news, I would imagine it was shocking to you as well.
Well, I knew it was the last year of the contract option year. They had 60 days to either bring me back or move in another direction. And they chose to move in another direction. It's part of the business. I feel like I did my job. We were winning. The last 2 years, we were second in the conference. I had some injured players. It's kind of tough when you're dealing with limited scholarships and you're trying to compete. You're at the mercy of injuries. But I think as far as my guys, my players, I earned their respect as a coach, and more importantly, as a leader of those young men. I think if you ask any of them, they would probably have high praise for the coaching staff and the job that we've done.
Well, it has to be hard to say goodbye to young men who went out there and did whatever you asked them to do. You could see the camaraderie on the team. I interviewed your players. They always spoke highly of you. That had to be a hard situation to say goodbye to those guys.
Yeah, and unfortunately, with the way everything, the way it happened, the guys were off campus. It was spring break, and I really didn't get to have an official goodbye to them. And then the coronavirus hit, and everybody was moved off campus. So hopefully, somewhere when this is all said and done, I'll be able to take those guys to dinner and give them an official goodbye. Some of those guys are seniors and living all across the country, California, New York. And so hopefully I cross paths with those guys and be able to take them to dinner and have an official goodbye for those guys.
You started the HBCU Heroes nonprofit. You really seem to be all in on HBCUs, with this being your first stop. So I'm curious, did it, I don't want to say sour taste, but did that hit even harder where you kind of immediately went into a philanthropic role along with your coaching, and then things didn't work out after just 2 years?
No, it didn't. It didn't leave a sour taste in my mouth. Unfortunately, the kids can't, be responsible for what decisions adults make. I'm always going to feel indebted to HBCUs, Clark Atlanta University. They gave me my first opportunity as a head coach. So now no one can ever take that from me, because I've called my own timeout. I've ran my own program. So I'm going to always give back to Clark. I would directly give to the men's basketball program because they gave me an opportunity to be a head coach. And as far as HBCUs throughout the country, those kids deserve an opportunity themselves. We ask the same thing that Division I programs across the country ask from those guys. We ask them to be students first, and then we ask them to be student athletes, to come to practice, give 100%, and win basketball games. So, and they are doing it with less resources than most Division I programs or bigger conferences. And those guys deserve an opportunity for more. And so I will always make sure that every year I find a way to give back to the men's basketball program at Clark.
George, were you satisfied with the answer that you received about why your contract wasn't renewed?
I did, no, I didn't. I didn't get an answer. I was just given a letter uh, saying that my contract was not renewed, you know, it's part of the business. I've been around coaches who have winning programs but didn't graduate the players. I've been around programs where coaches graduate the players and didn't win and get fired. So to me, it's a part of the business. It gives me an opportunity to do more with HBCU Heroes, and it also gives me an opportunity to find another program and young men to lead for the next few years.
And not to belabor the point, just for clarification. So you didn't receive a phone call or any face to face. You just received a letter of notice that you wouldn't be renewed.
Yes.
Okay.
I got a letter stating that, you know, they weren't going to retain me for my third year.
Okay. And just for everyone watching or listening, I have reached out to Clark Atlanta twice. I did not. I did get one response that said we'll have something to say later. When I followed up on that, I did not get a return call or text message. So just for full transparency there. All right. Well, let's move beyond that, George. You're still full steam ahead. I saw you were providing laptops for some of your former players. I see that HBCU Heroes continues to post on social media, you and Tracy Pennywell. So, you know, that thing is still has the momentum because the kids are still out there in need of devices, laptops, as distance learning continues. A lot of people have already canceled summer school. There's thought now that, you know, fall is not even a guarantee. So that's something that's still close and special to your heart, correct? With HBCU Heroes.
Yes. We gave a donation to Grambling. I spoke with the president at Grambling. We're still trying to reach out to other universities. We're speaking to J.C. Smith. My guys at Clark, at least the men's basketball program, has told me that they needed computers. We're working to, I talked to Coach Brewer. And a lot of this is because I have either the contact information that the coaches in the SEAC, and then other coaches have reached out. We're going to reach out to all the conferences. We're trying to work with a third party because the other challenge is getting the laptops for these student athletes. So Tracy and I just got off a call talking with a third party to help us purchase laptops and then be able to have a warranty so the student athletes can turn them in after 3 years, or the athletic department. And we donate these to the athletic department, and we're expecting the athletic department to get them to the student athletes that need the laptop. So we're going to be reaching out to the conferences as we get computers and asking the conference commissioners to reach out to their ADs and the coaches if we don't have those coaches' contact information. So the website is hbcuheroes.org. You can go on, make a donation, or you can go on and put in a request for your student athletes to receive learning devices for their distance learning.
Well, basketball-wise, talking with George Lynch here, now the former head coach at Clark Atlanta University. What's next for you? I know you just starting your young coaching career. You still have lots of aspirations. How are you going to take it? Are you going to take a little time to step back, or are you going to aggressively seek other jobs? What's your plan?
I've had a few other interviews out there. I'm just waiting. I'm a couple finalists with a couple programs. I don't want to mention the names yet, but you know, it could, you know, wherever I see fit for the family is where I'm going to go. You know, I just want to be able to share my experiences from coaches I've learned in the past, Dean Smith, Larry Brown, Stu Vetter, my high school coach. I just want to be able to share those things with these young men so that they can have a great experience while being student athletes.
Well, look, I've made no bones about it. I would imagine for you, you hear it 1,000 times, but I've been a fan of yours for a long time. It was a lot of fun to cover you here in Atlanta. And then if you get a new job and our paths cross again, that'll just be all the better. And George, I really wish you all the best moving forward. And again, enjoyed your time that you did have at Clark Atlanta.
All right, thank you. Everybody stay home and stay safe.
All right, he's George Lynch. This has been HBCU Conversations, brought to you by Cross Colors here on HBCU Game Day.